Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com. Bringing you another tying video this week. It's a really simple Euro nymph pattern called the Slim Jim. I'm going to talk a little bit about it afterwards, but I'm going to jump right into tying it and tie this one up for you real quick. So here you're going to see a picture of the fly, the material is to tie it, and then the video on how I do it. Okay, here you see the Slim Jim in the vise. Very, very simple, easy pattern to tie, and it catches fish. So let's get into tying it. For a hook, I'm using Folding Mills hook here. This is the FM 5125, and great hook. I like that turned eye on it. For a bead, I'm using a slotted tungsten bead. This one's a 3.3 millimeter in silver. Use whatever color you like here. I just have a thing for silver. I use a lot of silver. Next thing we're going to put on is thread. For the thread, I'm using some Semperfli classic wax thread in the 6/0, and it's pale olive in color. And I'm just going to make a couple wraps right in behind that bead. I'm using a saluted bead here. It's got that nice tight gap, so it stays in there with just a couple wraps. I like those. Next thing we're going to put on is the tail, and I'm going to use some cocktail on. This is medium Pardo, or use whatever tailing material you like. Just going to tear off some fibers off the shaft of the hook, or shaft of the feather. Keep the tips as close as I can to all the tips being together. And what I want is about the length of what is going to be the body on this fly. Tighten my vise. There we go. And I want to lay that up on top. And you saw how I started my wraps here, and I just locked that bead in place, and I'm trying to minimize my wraps. So when I lay that up on top, I'm just going to put enough on there to lock it where I want it, and then make sure it's the right length, and then we're going to wrap one layer back to the bend of the hook. Once we get back to the bend of the hook there, I'm going to go one wrap underneath those fibers. I missed one. One wrap underneath those, and that just splays them out a little bit and keeps it going straight off the bend of the hook there like I like. Then we're going to trim off our tag, and we're going to come in with our rib. For our rib, I'm just using some ultra wire. This is small size and copper, and I'm just going to stick it up in the slot of the bead, and I'm going to wrap it down on top from the back here. So just hold it on there. Get a couple wraps up there, and then I'm just going to wrap back to the bend again. Just make a nice side-by-side wrap so I cover that wire up good, and I want to keep this thin, hence the Slim Jim name. And then I'm going to wrap back forward. Okay, once I get that wrapped right up to the eye, nice and thin like you see there, just going to make nice wraps, evenly spaced wraps here, and it'll get me about 4 of them on this size 16 hook. Tie it off right behind the eye. Do a good twist and pull, and that'll come off. And the last thing we're going to put on is some SLF Prism, and this is olive. And you see how very, very little of it. That's actually too much. So take a little bit of that off, and then we're just going to dub that on to our thread. Nice and small, go really small here. Get a nice tight noodle on there. We're going to wrap that right behind that bead. That's good. And 1 or 2 good whip finishes on there, and we're all done. And that is all this to the Slim Jim. A nice thin profiled, great mayfly imitation here, Euro nymph style jig. Okay guys, I hope you like this fly. It's extremely simple, and it's a very, very productive fly. The way I came across it was I was up fishing on the Delaware on a drift boat with a buddy of mine on his drift boat, and we was talking to one of the other guides up there that runs one of the boats, and we were talking about Euro nymphing, and I was Euro nymphing off the drift boat, and he was asking what flies I was using, and I told him, and he was saying that he does well on a fly called Slim Jim. I'd never heard of it before. I looked it up and instantly fell in love with it because it's my style of fly. And so I have added it to my box, and it works. It's a simple fly. This one here that I just tied in olive works great for an olive. Works good for just about anything. I really like that pale olive color. I use it in a lot of my flies. But also, like, I started out at the very beginning, I started out with a brown one. I tied in browns, blacks, olives. You can tie it in any color you want. Just match the collar to the body and you're good to go. Or you can even use a hot spot for a collar too. That works great. Change the color of your bead. Don't get hung up on that kind of stuff. And have fun, see what color pattern works for you the best. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, guys. If you need me to tie anything or you need any of the materials, please go to our website at holsingersflyshop.com. Till next week when I bring you another video, I'm Shawn Holsinger.